How's that sounding? Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's not too noisy. Okay. Okay, right. Let's do some video. Right. What we're going to talk about? That's the question. So let's ask ChatGPT4. So give me a topic regarding videography to speak about on my solo podcast, and let's see what we get. Okay. Title: The Evolution and Impact of Drone Videography in Storytelling. Right, introduction, brief overview of the topic, personal anecdote about your experience with drone videography, the evolution of drone videography. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Give me just one topic in a single sentence. So see what else we can come up with here. Right. Exploring the transformative impact of smartphone videography on professional filmmaking and content creation. That's a really interesting topic, actually, because especially the iPhone. I'm still on the Samsung S10 Plus, so I'm a bit behind actually with mobile filmmaking, and videography. But I think it's a good topic. It's close, and I think what they call him, Potato Jet. So Gene, watching one of his YouTube videos, and really interesting. He was showing the difference between I think one of the latest iPhones at the time, and was it an Ari or something like that? I can't remember. But it was one or the other. So it was a professional filmmaking camera versus the iPhone, and obviously Potato Jet could point out the differences, but it's like the layperson then might not be able to point out the differences. So I just found that really interesting, to watch that and that. I mean, obviously you've got a smartphone in a really small package. You've got the microphone on there as well, which is pretty good as well, and you're shooting in auto. Everything's been done for you, and I know there's a lot of in the videography space. There's a lot of or you should only shoot video in manual mode. You've got to have control of the iris and the ISO and things like that. But the thing is, sometimes auto just works really well. If you want to, if you're in some tricky situations. Obviously, I've got the Sony FX6 now, and I've not been using that actually. I'll be honest. I've been using the Sony A7 IV a lot of the time, and that's just been nice small little camera to pick up and just shoot with. And then the FX6 always seems like something I've got to put together because I've got that in a Peli case. So yeah, it's funny how it all works out. You get this nice all singing, all dancing camera with the variable NDs where you can go from outside to inside and inside to outside seamlessly. With that variable ND, but you end up using a workhorse camera really. So the Sony A7 IV. I've got to say as well, it's just so convenient just to pick up a little mirrorless camera, and it can do a lot of things. So leading on to the iPhone, I don't own an iPhone. I think the last iPhone I had must have been like the iPhone. with the iPhone 4, I think, really quite old, really, probably going on about 13 years ago. And then I went over to Android. And the thing is, I've got a MacBook Air, iPad. I'm pretty much in the Apple ecosystem now, and it makes sense to get an iPhone. And I suppose what is holding me back. I mean, I certainly benefit from the camera. Certainly benefit from the ecosystem. It's quite seamless. And I've still got PCs. I've still got Windows laptops and things like that. And there's sometimes I go back to that world, to do certain things. There's certain programs, certain software, certain apps that, for me, I've found that they only work on Windows. And then obviously there's certain apps which work really well on Apple, especially video editing. I just find it really a lot easier with the M1 series of Apple Macs. Will I go to the M2 Pro at some point? Yeah, I've been considering it. I mean, the M1's still doing it for me, but it'd be nice to have that extra horsepower and things like that from that. So yeah, if a mirrorless camera can be more convenient than a bigger cinema camera, as convenient as the Sony FX6 is because it's so lightweight, how much more convenient is an iPhone? And you can shoot a film on an iPhone. You can shoot a really good production quality video, corporate video on an iPhone. I'm sure, and I've seen it done. And a lot of the times, it's the skill of the videographer rather than the equipment. And obviously, the audio quality is really important. And the audio quality from the microphones on the iPhone seems to be, pretty much great, really. I mean, yeah, you can have a Sennheiser 416, and those are going to give you a certain sound. And if you want really professional, clean audio, then I'd say invest in a professional microphone. I'm not saying a smartphone microphone is going to be all things to all people, but a lot of the times with microphones as well, you can use a really cheap lavalier mic, and as long as you get quite close and then tidy it up in post, with something like Adobe Audition, that's where you can really make it shine. And you can have a cheaper mic that sounds good. You can have an expensive mic where it's pretty much like raw audio. If you don't do that post production, that post audio production, that processing, then you're gonna have kind of a flat sound. It's a bit like raw photography. If you don't, a raw photo, if you don't do that kind of Lightroom with it, then you're not going to get necessarily the best results. So yeah, let's see what ChatGPT tells us about. So what are the benefits of smartphone photography? And I'm just thinking that, I mean, one of the videography, put photography and videography, because obviously it's convenient. You've got the phone with you anyway, so just kind of getting it out and taking some photos and videos is always going to be convenient, because I think most of us carry a phone around with us basically. So let's see what ChatGPT is giving us. Too many options. I'm just going to keep it concise because it's giving us 10. So we've got 10. I just want the top 3. So just give me the top 3, please. I like how people say please to ChatGPT. So I do it myself. So top 3. And I like how it's not just given me the top 3, as in 1, 2, and 3. It's actually done some kind of ordering in that, I think. So, okay, so number 1 is storytelling. I'd agree with that because it's all about the story. I mean, you can have the best camera in the world, and you can have a poor story. I'm sure you've seen some films or movies where it's been like proper Hollywood production value, but then been a really weak story. So Yeah, storytelling, photography and videography are powerful tools for storytelling, definitely. They allow for the representation of experiences, ideas, and visions in an engaging and visually appealing manner. And also memory preservation. They offer a means of to capture and preserve moments, enabling individuals to revisit and reflect on these memories long after they've occurred. Yeah, so definitely. Oh, right, I've done it wrong. Oh, I've just started again. I put what are the benefits of photography and videography, right. Sorry. What are the benefits of using a smartphone for photography and videography? Right, okay. So I bet it's going to give me 10, and I want to get it down to 3. Right, yeah, it's giving me about 10, so give me 3, please. I always got to put that please on. It's still finishing. So top 3, just give me... Here are the top 3 benefits of using a smartphone for photography and videography. Right, number 1 is convenience and portability. Yep, obviously you're always carrying the phone anyway a lot of the time. Ease of use. People know how to use the phone, so they know how to use the camera. So, by extension, they can use it for that work. It's specifying that there's automatic settings. And there are some apps that you can get, like Film It Pro, where you can kind of disable the automatic mode and things like that. And I know, it's the settings. Pop a comment in if you're using the latest iPhone, and how are you finding that with video? Because I've heard that it's pretty good. Versatility. Modern smartphones come equipped with various camera lenses. Yeah, you've got a few lenses as well, haven't you? So wide, a tight, things like that. You've got night mode, portrait mode, high resolution video recording, offering a wide range of creative possibilities. Yeah. So, yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Android versus latest iPhone. So I've got Android at the moment. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it, but so I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I currently use. I'll give ChatGPT as much information as possible. I currently use Android. I'm thinking of switching to iPhone. I like making videos. Which should I choose next? So I'm making it about my personal circumstances. I've not given ChatGPT all the details, like I've got Mark and that kind of thing. Right, so it's giving me lots of options again. Just give me 3. Give me 3, please. Right. So it gave me 6. I just want 3 reasons. So, video quality. iPhone is often commended for its superior video recording capabilities. Audience, is that true? That's what I want to know. If I want to get the best smartphone video, is it going to be the iPhone? That's what I want to know. Ecosystem, if you're using other Apple devices, such as an MacBook or iPad, an iPhone will integrate seamlessly with them. And then app availability. Some advanced video editing apps like iMovie and Luma Vision are only available on iOS. So it looks like ChatGPT is recommending that I get an iPhone next. So I'm just going to clarify that. Do you mean... I just want to know if ChatGPT will give me a recommendation. Do you mean that iPhone would be best for me? Obviously, it's all down to individual circumstances as well. So there's a little caveat there. I noticed with ChatGPT saying if you've already got Apple devices, there's the ecosystem. Based on the information you provided, particularly your interest in making videos, an iPhone would indeed be a good choice for you. iPhones are known for their excellent video capabilities, including superior video recording, stabilization, and access to high-quality video editing apps. The seamless integration with other Apple devices, if you use them, would also make transferring and editing videos more straightforward. However, it's important to keep in mind other factors that could influence your decisions, such as cost, the operating system you prefer, because the latest iPhone is it more? I think it's more expensive than the latest Samsung Galaxy, I think. But it's about value for money. What are you getting? What could you possibly replace with the latest iPhone? Such as cost, the operating system you prefer, the specific iPhone model you're considering. If possible, it might be helpful to test out an iPhone before making your final decision to make sure it fits your needs and preferences. Okay, fair enough. Right, so let's try and get ChatGPT to talk me into this a bit more, because I'm not quite convinced. But I'm used to using my Samsung. How easy will iPhone be for me to learn? Sorry, bad grammar. I might ask ChatGPT to rewrite the grammar. Right, okay. Switching from Android to iOS can indeed involve a learning curve, but many users find the transition smooth after the initial adjustment period. Here's what you should consider. I'll just skim through all these because there's some explanations as well. So it's given me 6 reasons. Interface. I won't read the blurb around that. Interface, app similarities, online resources, Apple Store support. So they've got the geniuses. Settings and customization, file management. While there certainly will be new things to learn and adjustments to make, many people successfully make the switch between these 2 operating systems. Remember, learning to use a device effectively can take a little time, so be patient with yourself during the transition. Brilliant. I think I'm convinced. I think I'm switching to iPhone, so I think the next phone I get is iPhone.